Okay, so welcome, Claudia. We're
Thank you.
glad you joined us. First of all, tell us something about you. Who's Claudia?
Hmm. Claudia is a lot of things, and first of all, she's a lover of everything Italy. Something I rediscovered with age, because
Mhm.
when you're young, you're always like, "Oh, outside is better. Everything is better when you go, the US. Oh my God, they're so." But then aging,
Mhm.
you realize that what you have is a great heritage, and you don't have
Mhm.
to let it go. So maybe I'm also that. I'm someone that's trying to recover and preserve that heritage. Time makes everyone forget things,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stuff going on that makes you forget about traditions and part of our identity. So
Mhm.
I'm probably the paladin of
Yeah.
not letting go. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. I
More or
think
less,
this is
that's
a
it.
feeling that we all expats have somehow. Or
Yes.
even I was just talking about this with a colleague of mine, and we have this same feeling that you go on and you think, oh my God, my heritage is so great. Everyone loves it. Maybe I should love it more.
Yes, it
Yeah.
happens a lot. Yeah, I see that happening with a lot of people that go outside of Italy, but then outside they realize more what they are missing. So they
Yeah.
try in any way possible to remember and stay and
Mhm.
hold to it.
Tell us about your project,
Okay, Gourmet Project was born, well,
the
it was
Gourmet
born
Project.
like something completely different. My first experience was, and it had little to do with gourmet. It was like wedding in a box. So
Mhm.
it was like planning weddings or other, celebrations and putting together everything that the person would need to decorate and make things nice and special. But then, I don't know, things didn't go well, and I was like a little, I don't know. So I said, okay, I'll change that and try something else. And then I remembered, well, what do you like to do? I like to cook. And what else do you like to do? Oh, I've always wanted to write. So I put together, at the beginning, it was just like a blog. I was trying to see if I would become a blogger or something like that. But I got tired of that, like after a few months, because
Okay.
it was not my world. And so, having to go to events and pay things, that's just not for me.
Hmm.
So I said, okay, I need to do something that people will want to purchase. And I started doing a magazine that was called Gourmet Mag. Then I found out that there was a very famous gourmet magazine in the US, so it
All
wasn't
right.
the right name. And then I don't know. I saw that a cookbook was not cookbook, travel cookbook was a better frame for what I was trying to do, and so I did a little bit of thinking, and Symposio came to my mind, and then cookbooks, Symposio cookbooks, one for each city, one for each. Well, if it's not a city, it's a region. If it's not a region, it's like a season or something that guides all the publication.
So everything you
So
need, basically. You need you want to travel, you want to go to Lazio, you have where to go, what to eat, and the recipes and the history, and that's great because you're not only
yes,
talking about food, you're also making it, explaining the region's history, which is great to get to.
yes.
It's food is something cultural, so it's great to know both those things to really understand how culinary, the Italian cuisine works.
Exactly.
So.
They're called symposium because they represent the end of the famous Greek meeting. So when you have eaten well and then start drinking, but also talking and telling stories,
Mhm.
that's
So we could say that this word is representing the idea of Italian cuisine somehow, because it's not only about food, right? It's about experiencing together. It's a social event. And
exactly.
like,
So, well, not only socialness, because For me, I'm a solitary person, so I don't mind having a solo experience. So if I sit down at the table and I have cooked something delicious for myself and I'm reading something nice about it, I don't I don't mind that. And even if it's one person, two people, five people, that's also why the books are always like two servings, but multiplyable as you need.
Hmm. Okay, so you give the both of the experiences, um,
Yes, I try.
solo time and family dinners and gatherings.
Exactly.
Hmm. So not only a social event, but as you say, also a way of taking some time for yourself to kind of reason over stuff.
It's very easy. I'm not saying, oh, I do it all the time because it's very easy when you're very tired to just sit down on the on the couch and watch TV
Yeah.
while you're blankly eating whatever you have on the plate. But then sometimes you really, really need to reconnect, not only with yourself, but with the food. And how do you reconnect? You reconnect with rituals. And by rituals, I mean, I think rituals are based on culture, on knowing things.
Absolutely.
So just reading a story and the reason why that food is on your ended on your plate, like going through history, but also through I don't know, women that tried this and that and put together ingredients, and then I don't know, maybe something imported from another place that
Mhm.
took roots in the country or in the city, whatever. It's the first step. It's really the first step to reconnect.
So, thinking about your project, what was the main, which was inspired by your passion for food and cooking, and um, what was the biggest challenge you faced, and how did you overcome it?
Everything was a challenge because I didn't come from, I mean, I was HR manager for like 10 years. So, well, I also did communication. So a little bit like about doing the company website, internal website. I don't even remember how you say that anymore. But that was something, just a little something I already knew. Everything else was okay. Let's Google this, let's Google that, let's put together what I found here and what I found that, and you know, put them all together in a way that I liked, because I'm also very critical towards my work. So each time I finished something, I was like, oh my God, I have to start all over again. This is not enough, not good enough. And well, everything was a challenge. But there were like a few times when I was like, oh, I'm proud of myself. And that
Example?
was,
What was one of those moments?
well, the best part is, sincerely, I mean, people always say this, but it is true. When I have the newsletter that I send out every week, and sometimes people directly answer you saying something like, I feel just the same as you do. Or I remember once there was this girl, woman, I don't know. She told me, I was divorcing with my husband. Now we're back together and we are celebrating with one of your recipes from, I don't
Wow.
know,
So
something.
basically you're with them, you know?
When they tell me that happened, I'm, yes. Well, I have a great imagination, so yes, I'm with them because
And
I
also
start
you were
like,
organizing events at first, and then you changed
yes.
to, this other project. So it's kind of like they, reunited.
Interconnect. Yes, yes, they do. And now I do sometimes occasionally organize events here in Rome for people from, I don't know, maybe the other time it was like, oh, this was nice. This clothing brand,
Mhm.
US clothing brand, they were going to do pictures, take pictures for the advertising, I don't know, catalog,
Mhm.
whatever. And so they called me to find nice places to go and take the best pictures. And it was not only it was nice because, you know, you go to nice places and show people from outside, look, this is my city and this is the corner that nobody knows. Well, everybody knows about it, but it's still, it seems like those secret corners. Somehow the way you, I don't know how, the way you write, the what you edit, what you publish, what you, it attracts people that are like you. I don't know how it is. It
Definitely.
really feels like magic. And you meet people that are like, oh my God, then I am not alone. I'm not the nerdy that likes to research and read 1,000 pages about and I don't know
Hmm.
something about ancient Rome or whatever. No, there's a lot of people that are like just like you. So that's the best part, I think. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a networking kind of also project. You meet a lot of people, and as you say, it's like magic, but it's true. You meet people that vibrate at your same, let's say, energy, kind of. But it's true. I mean,
You're used to feeling a little bit not alone, but different from the others because I mean, I start talking about things and people are like, well,
yeah.
they
Mhm.
don't care. And then you find people that are like, oh my God, tell me more. And you're like, yay, we
Finally,
did it.
speaking about Italian food, like real Italian restaurants is made to find real Italian restaurants abroad. So we are trying to we advocate for this Italian authenticity. How do you see Italian food is represented abroad?
I will say just this garlicky, too much garlic.
Then this says it all.
I'm not like a fundamentalist. I'm not saying that Italian food has to be done this way or the other, because if it wasn't for melting pots and experimenting in the past, Italian food wouldn't
Hmm.
even be here. So
Yeah.
what I think is Italian food makes ingredients respect each other. This means that there's balance between them and the flavors. If you put garlic, you put a little bit and you take it out before it dominates the plate. So when we do sofrito or whatever, we put it in camicia in the
Mhm.
skillet. Then we take it away and add something else like tomatoes. Let's make tomato sauce. You put the garlic, but then you take it away because if you leave it, it would dominate the flavor. But the thing is, if you don't have quality ingredients, you need to do that. Fresh ingredients, good ingredients. That's a lot of work to do, to be done. Even in Italy, it happens. I'm not saying that, oh, in Italy, everything's perfect. Some restaurants just buy things that are already done. Easy. I don't think it's cheaper, really. I think it's just
Easier, maybe.
easier, faster, whatever. But it's not only the restaurant, also the clients should be aware that if you're ordering a plate of, let's say, carbonara, and there are like 50 people in the restaurant, you probably will have to wait 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I don't know, because that's the time
Takes
it takes.
time.
Even if carbonara is easy to make, but if you're making it from the start, I'm not saying that you don't have to have tricks. Tricks are good. I mean, if you have the good, if you have
Hmm.
it on because you grate it in the morning, I mean, it's okay. If you
Yeah.
beat the eggs before, of course. But if you buy eggs in a carton, that's not okay. I don't own a restaurant, so now I'm not saying what to do. I'm telling people that go to restaurants that they have to know how to cook to really, or how a plate is done to really understand why they have to wait or what your experience is
Yes.
going to do to be if you're in a good restaurant.
Hmm. As you say, it's good to understand why are you waiting and what are you getting out of this waiting,
Exactly.
time, which is important. And also it's part of our culture, the enjoying your life, la dolce vita, the idea of like really enjoying your meal. It's not something you have to do fast because you have to go back to work. And I
Exactly.
also like that idea that you're saying about respecting the flavors, that every ingredients ingredient is respecting the other one. So we have a sort of balance. While
Hmm.
maybe many times, as you say, also because we don't have a good enough ingredients, we tend to overdo food and put too much of everything so that you don't really know, you can distinguish one thing from the other because it's all a big mess. And this is another thing, like many restaurateurs tell us, it's hard to have our clients eat the real Italian meal because the taste they're used to, it's different. But still trying to bring your clients to take them to
Do you
your
believe
side.
they
Restaurateurs abroad, they are there also to educate maybe the palate of their clients, their customers.
I think yes, it should be gradual because it should be made gradually. You can't pretend people to get to know a culture altogether. And storytelling, storytelling is fundamental because even I don't know, sometimes it happens to me that you go to a restaurant and they have like this, not necessarily, yeah, most of the time it's the menu and there's a written story. There's story most of the time of the restaurant, of the cook, of whatever. But I think if you give people something to read that is well written first, written in a way that is enjoyable, and you explain to them what's happening in the kitchen or what happened before that, how you got there, then time passes easily, and even the people at the table can talk about it. Oh, listen, this is, did you know, there are all like a list of curiosities. Oh, did you know that, I don't know, guanciale is whatever. So
Definitely.
yes, I think storytelling, and it's not that difficult. It's
Uh-huh.
just putting together a bit of stories and information
Yeah,
and
also because
presenting it.
the food and culture in Italy is so intertwined, so you can't really separate them. And story goes back so much, so it's important.
Yes.
And okay, so how do you see Italian food developing through time? I mean, do you think that the culinary scene is gonna change? Because we see that other cuisines are starting to dominate. Like, for example, I think about sushi. It's like a great deal now.
No, I think at the same time there's this like movement that is very traditionalist. So there's a lot of Italians here and abroad that are trying to preserve the authenticity of the recipes. So I think it's going in two different ways. One is experimenting and trying different things, new things, and even new ways to get to the same result. Why not? At the same time, there's like this solid, very rooted base that I don't think it's going to change. Even because I think that even great chefs, when they go back home, Italians, I mean, they go back and what they do for themselves is a good old plate of pasta al
Oh yeah,
pomodoro. That's
definitely.
that's comfort food. And it's in these times, I think also people need a lot of comfort and they will find it in the food. And modernism is not comforting, so I like it. I really like it. I like to go out and experience something new, but when I'm sad, when I'm afraid, when I need something very,
Hmm.
yes, that reminds me of the good old times when I was just a kid and I enjoyed
Yes,
my food.
definitely. Any future projects? What do you have a book coming up?
Yeah, I'm working on the Tuscia Symposio. Tuscia is a region around the Viterbo near Rome. Well, right now I'm researching the Etruscans and how they banqueted, and it's very interesting. And
That
then I
is
will
great.
go on other, but it's not that we have a lot of recipes and information about them because a lot was absorbed by the Roman Empire. So uh, there's more like speculating and trying to recreate recipes, but it's fun. That's fun too. And there's a lot to say about them, even if, I thought there was nothing. I mean, there's a lot of saying that they are mysterious, that all the
Hmm.
information was gone. but it's not totally true. There's a lot of
Okay.
things about. Yeah. Viterbo and Tuscia is one of my favorite parts of Italy because it's full of traditions, good food, but in a very simple, humble way. And still, they have beautiful places like Villa Lante that are like, oh my God, I would like to live there and stay there for the rest of my life. So
All
a
right, so
lot
a
of
lot of
things.
interesting things to read about. We're waiting for your next book to come out. And
Yeah.
tell us again the website we can find you in.
Okay, I'm gourmetproject.net, and that's a melting pot of everything I do.
So if you want to visit her, there's everything she does, it's there. Anything else that you do aside from books and blogging?
Yes, I have a new line of postcards about Italy, but they're like interactive postcards. They're to play with recipes. It's a lot of
That's
nice stuff.
very interesting also.
Yes. And consultation to Italian restaurants
Hmm,
abroad, trying to, yeah,
okay. So what do
we,
you do with this, counseling
there
for
are
them?
small services like just reviewing the menu and if
Hmm.
it's, even just written correctly. There's the recipe reviewing as well. And then there's some bigger projects like strategic projects to, launch or relaunch or just better the
All
service.
right. So if you want to open a restaurant, if you have a restaurant and you want to renew it a bit and you want some opinion, they can call you, schedule a meeting with you and find some solutions to increase
Exactly.
the volume of,
Exactly.
of clients,
I
but
work
also.
I mostly work with the United States because since I go there like once a year, that's another whole other story.
Mhm.
I kind of have a good dish knowledge of the reality there. So
All right. So you know the how it works.
more or
'Cause-
less, yes.
Yeah.
Better than, you know,
It's maybe even a lot different because US is another word. They have a different mindset also. It's so completely different. So you need to know it very well to work with it.
they often need a bridge, but a bridge means someone that knows the two cultures, not
Mm,
only one.
exactly. Well, yeah. If anyone from US is listening to us, they can, you can call her and schedule a meeting with her. She'll explain everything you need to do. Well, Claudia, it was a pleasure, a great pleasure to have this meeting with you. Thank you for telling us about your projects and your life and your passions. And we're looking forward to your next book.
Yes,
All
thank you.
right.
Thank you so much. And really, you're doing a great job. I'm really excited to see what's coming
Thank
next.
you. Fingers crossed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.